Traveling is great, but sometimes the idea of tourists, DJ music, and traffic can make it hard to find some quiet time on a holiday. So we specially looked for places you need to visit before they get too packed and loud. Join us as we explore these hidden treasures, urging you to discover the magic and serenity they hold. Number 11. Carpathos, Greece. When it comes to Greece, most people rush to classic Santorini or maybe one of Mykonos' jam-packed beaches. But if you ask a local about the best place for a getaway, they'll probably take you to this tiny Greek island, the Karpathos. Only a ferry ride from Rhodes and you're chilling on deserted beaches with nothing but pristine waters and Mediterranean monk seals to greet you. Grab some local food in the taverns of Olympos, a village frozen in time, where women still wear traditional clothes and donkeys are the only traffic you run into. Number 10. Koh Rong. Dropping by this Cambodian island was like stepping into another world. Killer snorkeling and glowing plankton to one of the best pad thai you'll ever have. With only a few bungalows and a couple of fishing villages and practically no roads, people say it's like Thailand, but like 20 years ago. Sure, ferries have now started regular shuttles, but yeah, things are still pretty quiet. Until, of course, someone builds an airport. But do we dare disturb the peace? Number 9. The Hobbit Village. You heard that right. My Shire? The famous village of Hobbiton in the movies was shot in a specially created hilly town in New Zealand. With 44 Hobbit homes, farms, and gardens, the set for the village covers more than 5 hectares of land you get to explore on a guided walking tour. Oh, and you also get a free drink at the Green Dragon Inn. I mean, a pretty cool place if you're all about studying Middle-earth. Number 8. Niue. It might be close to much more popular garden island of Kauai in Hawaii, but with less than 200 residents. Did you know Niue is the least inhabited of all the Hawaiian Isles? Wondering why? Back in 1864, the Robinsons, who privately owned the island for more than 150 years, made laws that anyone born here must live their whole life with no exposure to the outside world. With pretty much zero electricity, no running water or Wi-Fi, or any kind of shops, hotels, or paved roads, Niue is a place where you're pretty much as close to the ways of the ancients as you can ever be. Number 7. Labyrinth Park of Horta, Spain. We know it's hard to leave the buzzing streets of Barcelona, awesome food, and street art, but trust me, if you want to spend a day with the Greek gods, we know just the spot. One of Europe's oldest parks, the iconic Labyrinth of Horta. And guess what? There's literally a cap, so only a max of 750 people are allowed to be inside at a time, ready to get lost in the twists and turns of this ancient stone maze, only to find this sculpture of Eros, the Greek god of love, waiting at the center. Filled with statues and much less humans, here's a chance to stroll through gardens, ponds, and small waterfalls. I mean, is this what a day out at Mount Olympus looks like? Number 6. The Blue City, Morocco. You might have seen the red roofs of coastal towns in Europe, but wait till you see this quirky blue city in Morocco. This blue African town is located on the foothills of the Rif Mountains. Once a fortress built to protect the city from the Portuguese, you must be wondering why this city is so, well, blue. For many historians, it has to do with the rise of Jewish influence during the Spanish rule, with residents painting their walls blue as a way to connect the city to the blue heaven and city of God in the sky. Others think it's just a way to keep these little guys, mosquitoes, away or break the heat in summer. But who cares? With the maze of narrow streets and 30,000 acres of forest to explore, we got some legwork to do. Just make sure you end with a nice long dip by the Akchor waterfalls. I mean, really, in here, you're eating lamb kebabs and sipping on hot mint tea in the world's bluest city, tucked between 2 giant mountains. In the words of the Chandler, could it be any cooler? Number 5. Baku, Azerbaijan. No offense, but most people don't know this country by name. So if this was your first time too, it's okay. Thanks to years of strict visa policies, it's not your first idea for a travel destination. But did you know Baku has one of the most unique urban architectures in the world? From the world's largest flagpole, the Ichirishahar, to a massive seaside road called the Boulevard. You're looking at decades of oil wealth in a country with the 3rd largest oil reserves in the Caspian region and a population less than the city of Cairo. From old Baku's historic Zoroastrian heritage to modern works of architecture, you are sure spoiled for views. Although you might want to steer clear of a little district called the Black City where heavy smoke looms so thick you can feel the taste of oil in your mouth. But I guess being one of the biggest centers of oil trade in the world, there might just be a small price to pay. Number 4. Lake Bacalar, Mexico. Okay, sure, when you think of tropical beaches in Mexico, there are 2 popular ones that come to mind: Tulum and Cancun. But did you know there's a 3rd equally stunning nature haven in this buzzing peninsula of Mexico. The Lake Bacalar, or the Lagoon of Seven Colors, is famous for its peacock and cyan-colored waters, offering a more laid-back vibe where you get to admire natural beauty away from all those loud spring breakers. Kayak your way to powdery white beaches and hang around by the docks. I think we're sold. Number 3. Glass Beach, California. Did someone say colorful glass pebbles by the beach? Sorry, but that's not the work of Mother Nature. It's actually, and somewhat surprisingly, the result of human activity. For decades, this part of the beach was used as a dump for glass bottles and other waste. Over time, waves have molded discarded fragments of glass into these sparkling round gems as we see today. Amazing, right? It's like nature's very own way of recycling. Number 2. The Azores, Portugal. That's not footage from Avatar. It's a real place you can visit in Portugal, even on a tight budget. A green wonder of nature offering the most dramatic landscapes, small fishing villages, lush pastures, and swaths of blue hydrangeas. Of course, the big volcano crater was still the biggest attraction. A land of bubbling waters and hot geysers gushing from the deep of earth, and guess what? All this top scenery and food for a pretty cheap deal. Oh, and did we say it's a great place to spot seabirds, whales, and dolphins? Number 1. Kazan, Russia. When you think of Russia, you probably think of the vibrant Red Square in Moscow. But remember, Russia is part of both Europe and Asia. And if you want to see how different cultures in a big country interact, come to Kazan, a vibrant mix of Tatar and Russian cultures where you'll find watchtowers and cathedrals rub shoulders with mosques and minarets. I mean, it might not be a big tourist spot now, but it's already the sports capital of Russia, while also offering one of the highest standards of living in the country, from the beautiful Kul Sharif Mosque to the popular Bauman Street full of bars, boutiques, and bookshops. This city is a rising star. And that, my friend, is what we call a wrap. Blue coastal towns and perfect volcano craters, or cities that look like cultural experiments. From the remote islands of Hawaii to the forgotten beaches of Mexico, strolling with ancient gods to a psyched-up fan visit to Frodo's lovely Shire, I have to say, this was one of our favorite lists to do for the channel. For more exciting travels with us, make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss out.